I wanted you to give me your list of teams who are in the true Stanley Cup tier. Our guy over at Daily Faceoff, Scott Maxwell, did his kind of quarterly look at it, and he listed Carolina out east with New Jersey out east as well. Then his two from the west were Edmonton and the LA Kings, which is crazy when you consider how people viewed the LA Kings at the start of the year. But if you had to give me like a group of teams that you think are good enough to win the Stanley Cup as they're currently constructed, who would be in that group?
I would say if I had to bet my money on a few teams right now, I would say, and not because I'm an Edmonton guy, but I would take the Oilers, I would take Vegas, I would take Florida, and maybe the Leafs. I would say those four teams. So two from the west, two from the east. So yeah, I think those would be four cool combinations too. LA, love Jim Hiller, love DJ Smith, love what they're doing in LA. I just think that anyone that plays Edmonton, you gotta beat them in 7 games. I don't see LA beating Edmonton in 7 games. I think if Edmonton plays a team in the playoffs, they'll have the toughest time against Vegas in 7 games. Dallas is not playing as well as I expected them to. They've always kind of been the team I thought was going to succeed in playoffs. Toronto and Florida. Toronto's playing a different style now, which is maybe more of a playoff style, which is why I think that they could go deeper. And obviously they got so much talent, and Florida's the champs. So they didn't make many changes to their lineup. Same group, tough to repeat, but those would probably be the 4 teams I would pick.
I completely agree. I actually don't think it's that hard of a task to put those 4 teams together as a title. The only one I would put in there, like I would maybe say the Devils is like my 5th option, but like you got to have game breakers in the playoffs, and that's why I don't think the Kings are part of this group at all.
Yeah, I wanted to follow up too. You had Jim Hiller in Toronto, didn't you, for a bit?
I had Jim and DJ both in Toronto. They're amazing, so I cheer for them. I obviously cheer for the Oilers. I'm just thinking on matchups. I think playoffs is all about matchups, and I agree with you about the game breakers, and that's why I usually don't have Carolina taking the next jump because of those game breakers or the lack of in Carolina, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens.
What kind of coach is Jim Hiller? I mean, I think the players in the Kings have kind of enjoyed the breath of fresh air that's come from having Todd McLellan, who I think kind of has the reputation of being, a bit more of a traditional hard ass kind of coach. But what's Jim like?
Jim I had as an assistant. He ran the power play in Toronto, and he's a great guy. I mean, I've never had him as a head, and oftentimes, your coaching style or philosophy is different when you're a head as an assistant. But as a person, he's an amazing guy. Great guy, funny, loves having, light energy around the room, people enjoying themselves. But then obviously when the game time comes, you're ready to go. And I think the balance of him and DJ is great too, because DJ is high energy, but also I think they really value the human side of the game, and they value enjoying being at the rink, and I'm super happy to see that they're succeeding, and I love when good people do well.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.